The Adventures of Inspector Lockshire, a musical murder mystery. A body lies covered by a gruesome blood-stained sheet. Surrounding it are 4 officers of Scotland Yard, 2 sergeants, a medical examiner, and their superior, the chief constable.
Well, gentlemen, let's review the facts, shall we? First, we have Wesley Wood, 44 years of age, found brutally murdered in his Kensington apartment. Second, he was the sole owner of a successful lumberyard and has significant assets to be distributed in his will. Third, he had many enemies, including bitter feuds within his own family. Fourth, we still haven't found his legs. Fifth, we have no discernible leads. And lastly, we are running dangerously low on tea and biscuits. But have no fear. I've called the best inspector in London. He's like a legend out of folklore. He's known to wear a bowler hat. Though strange and quiet, he is much more than that. Come on, spill it, Chief. He thrives where others lack the gumption, and works until the case is cracked. He never acts on pure assumption, just fact. Well, who is it, Chief? Inspector Lockshire. By far the best in London, no one else compares. Inspector Lockshire. No other man could be the answer to our prayers. He will lead the way with all the genius stuff he's probably gonna say. He will scan the room and teach us never to assume. That's what I heard, I'll take your word. There is no mystery he will find too vexing. No crime too ghastly or too grim. Blood and guts are not a problem. In truth, the mystery most perplexing is him. Is who? Inspector Lockshire. Without a doubt, he is the master of his craft. Inspector Lockshire. Like every genius, he is just a little daft. I'd leave my mum for dead just to touch the bone I had upon his head. Now that we have Inspector Lockshire, Hosey Lockshire, do not fear. He's here. Hello. Inspector, a pleasure to meet you. May we call you Inspector? Jeff is fine, thanks. Splendid. I'm Chief Constable Basil Bonerath. It's nice to finally meet you. Nice to meet you as well. Do you happen to have... It's an honour to meet you, sir. I'm Sergeant Preston. Why, thank you. Bloody hell, it's good to see you here, sir. We've got a right mess on our hands. Can I touch your hat? Gentlemen, please. Let the man breathe. Forgive them, sir. If there's anything we can do to assist you, don't hesitate to ask. Well, if you can spare a stick of butter, that would be fantastic. Stick of butter? Stick of butter, of course. Preston, get the man a stick of butter. Stick of butter, on it! We'll have it for you in a moment, sir. Meanwhile, I can fill you in on the situation. Oh, that sounds intriguing. Yes, well, a man has been murdered. My God, that's horrible. Is he all right? Well, no, that's why we called you. Murdered? Simply dreadful. Here, I'll show you the body. Oh my God, sweet bloody Mother Mary of Jesus, Holy Christmas, oh my God! Found one of his legs, Chief. Good work. Send it down to the station and have it alphabetized. My God! He's dead! Yes, I did say he was murdered. Yes, but you didn't say he was dead! Right. Well, why don't we bring in the medical examiner and he'll explain things in more detail. Chadwick! At your service, sir?
Yeah, this is our medical examiner, Chadwick Hedges.
Pleased to meet you, Doctor. Oh, the pleasure is all mine. I've heard good things about you. Well, I can't imagine where you heard them. Oh, such modesty.
Yes, quite modest, but more to the point, he would like to know exactly what happened to Mr. Wood.
He was killed. Oh, more than that. Well, he was stabbed in the back, beaten with a blunt instrument. Like a trumpet? No, sir, a tuba. Long story short, anything that could have been done to him was done to him. Found another leg in the utility closet in the basement, Chief.
Send it to the station and have it alphabetized.
So, Doctor, have you considered suicide? Well, no. I'm a fairly happy man myself. Which is not to say that I haven't had my moments of sadness. When I was a lad, how I longed to be like the doctors who were on TV, respected. No. We were asking if Wesley Wood would have committed suicide. Oh, well, why didn't you say so? I just did that whole thing. Well, we didn't think it polite to interrupt. Oh, well, if it's a question of suicide, the answer is obviously no. I think I found his arm. He didn't leave a note. Chief Constable, we found Mr. Wood's wife, Wilma. Excellent. Has she been cooperative? Not at all, sir. All she does is contradict us. No, I don't! You see? Here now, Wilma. I can promise you two things. We're not going to hurt you. We just want information, and everything is under control. That was three things! You see, she contradicted her. No matter, Jenkins. Let's see how she fares against the man of the hour. Do your worst, sir. So, yes. What do you know? I suppose the most important thing for you to know is that Wesley, my husband, owned a lumber yard. Our son, Will, had always assumed that he would inherit the business upon my husband's death. Wilma, so what you're saying is your son, Will, expected to receive Mr. Wood's wood in the will? Yes. I'm sorry. This is very difficult for me. It's all right, Wilma. I'll break it down for everyone. Right, so Mr. Wood was the sole proprietor of a lumber yard, well situated, gated in a Kensington lot. It's got wood that he bought, but here's what thickens the plot. In Mr. Wood's will is not included anywhere that we could find in documentation. But the night before the crime arrived at Kensington Station. So if Mr. Wood wouldn't will his wood, wouldn't will kill Wood? If he could, would will kill Wood. I think he might have just killed him in spite. If he could, if Mr. Wood would would his wood, would will kill Wood. Now, hold on. If Will wasn't going to be a beneficiary in his father's, will, why would he risk killing him? Unless you're suggesting it was purely a crime of passion. Allow me to add an addendum, defend and will. I don't intend to bend the facts to make him fit the bill. If Will wouldn't get any wood from the will, would he willingly bother to murder his father? The further the murderer goes, the harder we try to rack our brains. Cause nobody knows the answer to the question that remains. Would Will kill Wood? Who's accused? Now I'm getting confused. If he could. If who could? These words are just sound. If Mr. Wood wouldn't will Wood his wood, would will kill Wood. Would will would That doesn't help. Would beatbox solo. Would wouldn't will what? Would. When Mr. Wood wouldn't will Wood, so then Will would be willing to kill Mr. Wood. Why? Mr. Wood's will cause Will ill will. What? Cause Wood wouldn't will Wood his wood. Wait, which Wood? Will Wood. Will Wood what? Will Wood, not Will Wood. Chief, what? Wilma Wood would like to know if she should remain. Wilma will be detained till this is fully explained. Would will kill Wood. Would Mr. Wood will Wood. If he could. What the bloody hell is going on? If Mr. Wood wouldn't will Wood his wood. So you're asking if her son would have killed her husband? Well, yes. I suppose that is the question, isn't it? I knew he was a genius!
Well, if that's what you're asking, on the night of Wesley's death, my son was in the hospital all night.
Oh.
Would Will kill his dad?
No. Well, there you have it. Just when we think there might be a lead, we end up right back where we started. Don't lose heart, sir. Oh, Chief, forgot to mention, we found another leg in the second floor hallway. Send it to the station and have it... Hold on. Isn't that the third one you found? I suppose it is. Well, put that back where you found it. You don't know whose that is. As I said before, we keep going round in circles. Well, how would you solve it, sir? Us common bobbies are in over our heads with this one. How would I solve it? Solve what, exactly? The murder? Right, well, let's gather everyone in the room. Absolutely. Sergeants, gather... Well, we've got that covered. Splendid. Now I'm going to turn off the lights. That's the ceiling fan, sir? Oh, so which... There! Fantastic. Now, listen carefully, everyone. I would like to ask those who did not kill Wesley Wood to promptly leave the room before the lights come back on. Stop pushing me. Now, by virtue of the process of elimination, whomever remains in the room is our killer. And lights. Ceiling fan. Thank you. By God, it was me. May I ask what that was all about? It was me, all along. I was the only one left in the room. How could I not have seen it? Please, sir, it clearly couldn't have been you. Oh, thank God. I was worried for a moment. And who the bloody hell are you? Is this 420 Kensington Avenue? I've been informed of a murder. There are some dots that need connecting. Are you the chief constable? He's even got the bowler hat. I would like to see the body. If he's the bloke we were expecting, who's that? I told you, I'm Jeff. I wanted to borrow some butter. I'm making biscuits. I'm from next door. So you must be Inspector Lockshire, the finest man in London, no one else compares, no one. Inspector Lockshire, and still this ignoramus caught us unaware. Jeff is fine, thanks. Despite our expertise, this wanker caught us with our knickers round our knees. That's why we need Inspector Lockshire, now it's clear. He was stabbed, dismembered, beaten. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen anyone more dead. Have you considered suicide? Not until 5 minutes ago. He's finally here. Here's your butter. Now get the bloody hell out. Nice to meet you all.